Good day, family. God bless you. It's the time you've been waiting for. That's right. Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, you may have seen him on TV, in movies. He's an actor, producer, father, philanthropist, and one of my favorite people in the world. That's right. Richard Galion is joining us once again. 1800 versus 2020. Our encore performance is on the way. Stay tuned for our special guest. We'll be right back after this intro. Everyone, don't forget to tell your friends we're live. Senior Talk Media, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Talk to you soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, family. As mentioned, joining us once again, Richard Galion, one of my favorite people, a true, I would say, awesome person who is really reigniting the ambiance of theater. We're going back to the theater. And I'm so excited to have him come back with us. He's also a great community friend and partner and a phenomenal volunteer. Hello, God bless volunteers. We love them. So welcome, Brother Richard. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Fantastic. And as my aunt will say, praying for others and better than most. How about that?
I heard that.
So we're here today because we were talking in our virtual green room and just over the months and weeks. And, prior to the pandemic, we had a great turnout at plays and things of that nature. But we are prayerfully coming out of this pandemic safely. Let's be very clear. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was welcome you back because let me tell you, February, it was a little nippy outside. But that didn't stop people from coming to your production. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the previous experience of 1800, the first part of this year, and what's bringing us back in the next couple of days.
So we ran it for 3 weekends in February. The show did amazing. We get a lot of great reviews and accolades concerning the show. We have people saying that this is one of the best stage plays they've ever seen, and they've been to shows Broadway, Tyler Perry's, and I'm not saying that I'm better than them, but I'm just saying from other people's perspective of what they've seen, storyline, acting, and just the flow of the show. They're saying it's the best they've seen. They're saying it belongs on Broadway. So the show did so great, and just with the reviews, we decided to bring it back 2 more dates in April, which is April 9th and April 10th. And there was a few people in the audience that really wanted to see the show go further, and now is up for a 6-city tour. It's a small tour, but I don't despise small beginnings, and
that's right.
I appreciate people just seeing what I'm doing and believing in it. And putting up the money to see it go further.
Wow. So for those who are new to learning about the 1800 versus 2020, give them a little background. Some of the older seasoned adults, as we would say, they know that history. But I like when you bring the analogy of what brought you to put this production together.
Yeah, so it was I was working on a series called the What If series. And one of the questions I posed to myself is, what if the slaves from the 1800s were to have a conversation with us today?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would that conversation go? Would they be disappointed? Would they approve of the way that we're living? I would like to think that they would be disappointed because a lot of the things that they died for, the things that they would have done, even just to have the simple freedom to go outside and go to the store without having to report to a slave master. We take a lot of that stuff for granted.
Yes.
And it's a conversation worth having. And the reality is, unconfronted history repeats itself. And because we don't want to confront the history of where we come from and we don't appreciate that, Solomon tells us there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's happened has happened before. But that's one thing that we don't want to repeat. But it's not repeating in a way that people can actually see it, because when the enemy bring anything, it's never right in front of your face. It's always a graduation to get to that place of where they want you. Mm-hmm. So what it is, slavery is shifted from physical to mental. And right now, people are mentally enslaved. And how do they get people to stay mentally enslaved? And how do they keep them in fear? By showing them what they want to show them on the television.
So how do we take the 1800 versus 2020? Tell us, because here's my challenge. As you mentioned, this mental piece is such a universal dynamic. It's a universal pandemic mentally for a lot of people. And so how do you strengthen, especially being an African-American male in your position, how do you strengthen the minds of the young men around you? I know you're an advocate for youth and you have some other productions coming up. How do you bring the message to them, knowing the conditions they're in now? How do you bring that mental capacity of, to their forefront?
Well, I'm a strong believer that in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from.
Yes.
You have to understand the leaps and bounds that we have crossed over. Just to have a whole different level of gratitude and appreciation in life. And I think with this production, not only do it make people show gratitude to our ancestors and the people that's before us, but it also challenges us to our position and what we're doing for the world.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, it's not what the world can do for you, but it's what you can do for the world.
That's right.
And with a lot of the youth, they've been challenged in that area. And then they also started to show a lot of gratitude, because some of the stuff that we get in the schooling system is watered down. It's not real. They don't tell the real stories.
Yes.
So in this production, they hear and see the real stories. When they hear and see the real story, and they see how adjacent it is today, it gives a whole nother level of appreciation. And even now, the way slavery looks, slavery is not about a race, a culture right now. Mm-hmm. Slavery has a new name called human trafficking. And it's about age and gender. Wow. So when I break this down and I show them how we're really almost repeating that, it makes them approach life different and get them a different gratitude.
Wow.
Where we come from.
Wow. So let's talk about, we know we're going to get to this current production, but you have upcoming productions. You mentioned one in June. So tell us about that one, because I think that's a good segue as you're speaking.
Absolutely. So again, I'm a former educator, and I understand the need of the youth, which is SEL, social emotional learning. There's a lot of us that's really dying on the inside, but externally, we're smiling and acting like life is just good. So this next show that I'm doing for a live recording is called When Silence Screams. And that takes place inside of a high school, where you get a chance to see the behind the scenes of what a lot of these youth actually go through. But it's not just the youth that's going through too. You have some of these teachers that's going through.
Yeah.
You have a lot of these staff that's going through. And with Silent Screams, there's a man who's really broken on the inside, and it took that one reminder that gave him a will and a reason to live. They came back into his life, and his life kind of transformed from there. But at some point, that silence on the inside screams, and sometimes when you're being silent is when you're screaming the loudest.
Yes. So I want you to really break down, and you may have covered it, but social emotional learning, I think it's more present than we know. Some people are taking social media platforms and that information and making it factual without doing the research. So they base their whole lives or their plan of activities, off of social media. And sometimes it's not factual. So how do we take the social media aspect? Let's go a little bit deeper. We have certain games that are out now that young men and women will watch. And sometimes they'll try to take these games that they see on social media and they bring it into the community, i.e. carjacking and so forth. How can we distract and pull away that is not factual information? How do we pull the social emotional learning to a positive aspect?
So, well, first of all, they have to consider the correct approach on what social emotional learning is.
There we go.
There's a lot of us that have a lot of conflict and a lot of unresolved issues, and we don't know how to control that. But with social emotional learning, it should be able to teach you, how to deal with those conflicts, how to deal with self, how to get past some of these situations that people don't really understand. When you have so much going on, because we don't go around telling everybody what's going on with us.
Right.
But at the same time, if we can figure out some type of resolve or see something that could portray an example of something that may be similar of what we're going through,
mm-hmm.
or something right around that corner that can show us how to deal with our personal self.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think when you have productions that can really capture that and challenge a person's thought and show them how to deal with things on an internal level and not just external. See, social media is external.
Okay.
It don't deal with the internal part of people.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah. Social media, what people need to understand, is not real life. That's why it's on the internet. It's not real life. You can edit videos. You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we're seeing is a facade.
Mm.
But it's a part of a trick, and it's a part of a game to keep us mentally, again, enslaved, because that's where the mental slavery starts in social media.
Right.
We're slaves to that.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm really concerned because I see people driving and they have the phone, they slowing down traffic, they just swerving. They so attached to it. You are so right. So I know personally, I'm making more, being more conscious in my time spent on the phone, even in settings and meetings. People are still pulling out their phone. I mean, you're there for a point of time and you're just taking out attention off of the intent while we're in some place. And so we need to pull it down. I know a friend of mine, I told her I'm going to find her. She goes to a place where it's only about 2 hours away. When you get there, they check your phone in and you get it upon checkout, just so you can focus and reverse, reset yourself. So that's my thing. All right, Richard. So let's do this. The return is coming. Let me do the right thing. Everyone, you can get your tickets now at Galion.com. Use promo code SRTK, or just mention it. If you call them, let me tell you, because it's going to be a life-changing experience. So before we go any further, we're going to take care of the trailer, if you don't mind. What they're in for. And everyone, stay tuned. Please remember, you can put your comments or questions to us, and also call us at the Senior Talk office. But everyone, stay tuned for this important message.
Man, look at this house. Look just like ours and everything. This is the year 1807. That means we really did fall in the picture.
See, black people started slavery. Whites advanced it. We are all the continued story of our ancestors.
Gracie, ain't that cute? Growing up overnight. Do that walk again for me.
Boy, we'll die and give up everything just to be able to vote. It sound like a bunch of lazy cowards living in 2020.
You're not gonna protect your daughter? Man, I'll tell you how human trafficking is in 2020, and you call us cowards?
Ours was born in pain, not love.
Let a few white people steal millions of us from our land without fighting back.
The day you born, you look like your parents. The day you die, you look like your decisions.
You see, here in the 1800s, we enslaved physically. But in 2020, y'all enslaved mentally.
Chicago, get ready!
Yeah, that was actually the updated trailer right there. But yeah, but that gave a lot of gems to show people exactly what the show is about.
Wow. So you have some phenomenal cast members, and to put this production on, Richard, when you're doing so much, how you do it all? Tell the truth. How you do it all?
It's my passion, man. I don't look at it as work, and I think most people get lost in the shuffle and get mentally disturbed when they look at it as work. But it's simply me just doing my passion.
Yeah.
I love it. I had to starve this gift for 2 years during the pandemic. And now that I'm able to let it out, I am letting it all out.
So we were talking earlier, we were in our green room, and what I really like about how you put your platform together is that this could also be sometimes an opportunity for people who are having events where you can come and bring segments or productions. So tell us how that works, because it's festival season. Hello, we in high gear.
Hey, listen, I would love to be a part of some of these festivals that's going on, and just start making them type of partnerships to where, they can make it a part of, whatever.
Chicago, get ready.
Whatever conference or ticket price they may want to use, but to make this a pit stop.
Yeah.
Part of their festival.
Right.
Into what people are doing. But I can definitely have that conversation with people that's putting these festivals together, and see how we can work it out and make things, come together.
So we got a long road to go.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us who would be an ideal community partner, because it does take finances to get us to a 6-city tour, and how people can be more in tune with partnering with Richard Galion Entertainment.
If you're interested in partnering, please go to my website, richardgalion.com. That's the Galion. The website is rotating at the bottom of the screen. richardgalion.com, and please just put in there, what the reason for the email, and I would love to go from there. I'm looking for more people to come on and help us tour this thing. Right now, I have 2 people that's really helping me put this thing on the road with 6 cities, and we're looking to do many more. So,
wow. Yeah, so we got a little time. Give us some meat. What do you need? Is it just money, or how do we really get in and be a part of your network? Because 6 cities is not an easy task. Even doing one production in one city is in itself. So tell us the meat of what you need to really make this production in the 6 cities.
I definitely need the finances. I need the online marketing gurus. I need the connection to get to some of these big names. I would love to work with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I would love to have, I can see this show being on Broadway.
Yes.
Denzel playing the role of Congo. I can see that.
Wow.
Easily. And I actually, when I wrote the movie, and for my movie cast wish list, I have Denzel up there along with Angela Bassett. Yeah. Lorenz Tate. I can see these people being in this production. So just being able to reach out to them, man, and just, I'm not even telling them to do it, as a favor, but just get the script in their hand and let them just see a clip or something dealing with the show, and I guarantee they'll want to do it.
I like that. We're going to be in prayer for you, because it will come. Because you got to write the vision down. You got to write the vision and make it plain. Got to write the vision to make it plain. So everyone, let me tell you, we got a couple of more announcements, but we want to hear this announcement and from someone who saw the production, and she was very excited. So everyone, stay tuned. Got a couple more commercial breaks, but we're still here live on Senior Talk Media. Everyone, stay tuned.
Chicago, get ready for a life-changing experience. The hit stage play, 1800 versus 2020. An original stage play written by Richard Galion is rocking the nation. 1800 versus 2020.
Sound like a bunch of lazy cowards living in 2020.
April 9th at 7 p.m. and April 10th at 4 p.m. at the APC Theater, 11401 South Vincennes Avenue in Chicago. 1800 versus 2020. Witness a black man from 2020 as he travels back to the days of slavery with his ancestors in the 1800s. An amazing storyline that truly has that wow factor. Audiences are raving.
Quality work.
This is Broadway quality work.
Yeah. What would it do for our young people? It'll bring them together.
1800 versus 2020. For more information, visit www.1800versus2020.com or call 310-461-8973. Don't miss it.
Wow, that was beautiful. So what do you want people to take away? I mean, we're living in times where we're just living in uncertain times. Be very clear. What do you want people to take away from this production? And what is the average age? Is it children, youth, older adults? Tell me what's like the theater day experience, if you would.
So this production is for all ages, to be honest with you. But I do have this production as well as a program inside of different schools, not just in Chicago, but all across America. There's a field trip portion that comes with a 12-page activity guide where I tell the schools that start from 5th grade on up. Mm-hmm. 5th grade on up, they should be able to follow it, complete the activity guides, and really gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge from the production. But what I want people to gain when they leave, I want them to know the truth. I want them to know the truth about where we come from and have a real self-assessment about where you are in your personal walk and how you can better, again, the community. Because everyone say, well, ain't nobody doing nothing. Well, everything starts with you. Be the change you want to see.
Yes.
So if we can have an honest conversation with ourselves about what we're doing to be a help to our community or even to this world, I think that's what I want this production to do. Show them the truth and then be honest with where we come from and how we can, move forward from there.
And last but not least, as I said, you're doing multiple things and they're all done with excellence and with grace. Let's talk about your other event that's forthcoming in October.
Oh, yeah. It's called I Can Survive. It's a production about breast cancer. I decided to do that in October because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And that production, it shows the power of your tongue. Like everything that was created was never created with God's hand. Everything he created, he's spoken into existence. Right. And we have that same power and ability because we were made in his image and his likeness. But the show I Can Survive is really just confessing certain things over you and not allowing a report from a doctor to be your absolute end. Like, no, it's not that.
Right.
You can, if you do what you're supposed to do for one, natural and holistically, and if you align your faith with God's word, that's healing within itself.
Yeah.
It's saying I can survive.
Yes.
So you're surviving the cancer. But it's a really, 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 really good show. It's two daughters, that's there for their mom. One daughter has it all. The other daughter, she's very wealthy, but don't have the ideal life. And the question is it that men are intimidated by her, or is it that she just don't know how to submit? So you have these different, of course, family issues going on, but the bigger picture is the breast cancer.
Yes.
Overcome.
Yes. And we know through one of my great organizations, I'm going to be bringing some people to support those efforts. There are many great organizations across the country, locally and abroad. And I know one of my good girlfriends, Tasha Joyner, they had a show called, or saying that every day is breast cancer for some woman.
It is.
So it's not just pink in October. And for men, let's be clear, men also can get breast cancer.
Absolutely.
But thank God that there's multiple ways of treatment coming forth. And early detection is the key. So we're going to make that moment of notice and also support your efforts again, Richard. So we're getting ready to close. It's always been great. It's just like talking to my brother on TV, But what can we wrap up? What would you like to just say to our listening and viewing audience today?
I would just say stay encouraged, man. I know we've been going through these last few years, but don't let this stop you from living.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening, what's going on, God is in control. And nothing can happen without him allowing it to happen. And
Yeah.
even if we're actually going through what may look like it's bad to us, it's really just God trying to promote us to a whole nother level. So keep faith, keep the courage, and just know God is with you.
And everyone, we also want you to stay abreast on your theater experiences for this year by going to richardgalion.com. You'll find it also on our webpage, Senior Talk Media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., etc. We are friends in the community. We're partners in life in making sure that you have the best quality of entertainment, health, resources, and information. So,
and let me know if you want to come back, Claire. I have 2 tickets for you on my guest list to sit right in there front and check it out.
woo!
I got you.
No worries. Let me get that together. And let me tell everyone, as I mentioned, please remember as we close out our program that in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I've been Claire Hubbard, the granddaughter in the community, your friend and your advocate. And our special guest host today was none other than my brother, Richard Galion. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you for making a part of your day, and we will see you next time. Take care.